Hello everyone, welcome back to Whole Priority. Apologies for the way that I look. I'm surviving off of 3 hours of sleep at night for a couple of nights. We're having a heat wave. It sucks. I also have hay fever, so my eyes might start watering at some point. That's not crying, by the way. Maybe it is. I also noticed I have a Flash t-shirt on while talking about Marvel. Let's correct that. That's better, right? So, Marvel's pre-release. That was my first ever event in my Magic the Gathering history. I never did any sort of events prior to this one, so it was exciting for me. I went there together with my wife, and the plan was that she was going to film some B-roll for me, like when I play, when I open the pack, stuff like that. But when we got there, the store owners kind of talked her into playing. It was fun though. It was really fun. So she was also participating. Um, and there's no B-roll now, which is not that bad. This is why I can talk to you like this and tell you about it. And I will also, show you the contents of the box and how it works for if you, like me, have never attended a pre-release event. Maybe many of you have, and you're like, ugh, get to the good stuff. But what I will do in this video is talk about the pre-release and then um, shift the camera to the top view, open this pre-release box. It has been opened, just spoiler alert, it has been opened. I just do this, to have something that I can show you. And then I will show you the deck that I made. Basically that. So yeah, let's just dive into it, I guess. We got there, we got our two boxes, and then if you don't know how a pre-release event works, it's you get these boxes. These contain 6 booster packs and a foil promo card. And then you have to create a 40 card deck out of the 6 booster boxes that you have. And then everyone does that. So no one gets an advantage except for the luck that they have in these packs. And the 40 card deck that you have has to consist out of, this is rule of thumb by the way, it doesn't have to be like that, but it's the best way to make a 40 card deck is 17 lands and 23 other cards. And then if you want to dive even deeper in that, those 23 cards need to consist out of like 16 to 18 creatures, and then so much of card removal, so much card advantage. I won't go deeper into that theory, but it's 23 spells, 17 lands. That's basically how you need to make your deck. So they do a countdown and then they say go, and then you have, I think it was like 15 minutes to open your packs and create your deck. So I opened my packs and I ordered them on color, so white, black, blue, green, red. And if I have special lands, I put them separately as well. And of course also the multicolors. And in this set, there are some uncommons that have multicolor, which you could use as your baseline for your deck. Like you have, for instance, Black Widow is black and white. You can make a Black Widow deck and then base everything on those colors. You have Ant-Man, which is blue-green, and then you could possibly build a deck around that synergy, something like that. Iron Man is blue-red, something. You have to think about it like that. So you look at your uncommons and then think, if I have enough of those colors, I can finish my deck. My first wish was to get a Ant-Man pull. It is the Ant-Man Colony Commander. So whenever Ant-Man attacks, you may pay 1. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Whenever you put a +1/+1 counter on creature, create a 1/1 green inside creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Now, everything on this card is what I almost always play. I play +1/+1 counters, I play tokens. I just love that archetype. So I wanted to pull this one, and I did, and build a deck around it. The sad thing is that out of all the green and blue cards, I just didn't have enough. Even if I just put them all together and not even looking at the contents, I had like 15. So that was sad. So what I ended up doing was creating a different. I will get to that. Maybe I should just cut to the top camera right now. So this is the pre-release box that you get. It has nice art on it. You have War Machine, Spider-Man, Wasp, Hawkeye, Hulk. I think this is Elektra and Shuri, the new Black Panther. You have to be 13 though, so can't bring all your kids. But yeah, so you open this box, and then you are greeted with even more pretty comic book style art. And then the box opens like this. You have these token badges and these counter badges that you can push right out of it or punch right out of it. And then out of this slides your pre-release box. And in this box, if you open that, you will get a life counter right here. It's a spin down die. Now I have it stored somewhere else. I forgot to put it back in. But you have your 6 boosters. Now they are empty. I just kept the packages because I like to keep them. And this one will be your foil rare mythic. I had the foil Thor God of Thunder one. This one is the one I got. It was a pretty nice pull. I was happy with it. No, not the Leaf Crown Elder. Stay where you are. And then, of course, you have your 6 booster packs. So I opened these and then, like I said, ordered them on color. And the colors that I had the most cards of was a a black and white deck. So Swamp Plains. There was also a villain token incorporated. But yeah, so what I made was basically a sort of connive deck with some more removal, and it was based on Black Widow with Death Touch and getting first strike and menace. That's a real important one. And there was also another dual color hero in it, Cloak and Dagger. This one is pretty nice. When she enters the battlefield, you get to choose a creature that's on the battlefield, and then they reveal their card, and then you can also choose a non-land card from their hand, and then it's either the chosen card in the hand or the creature on the battlefield that will get exiled. But you get to look at their hand, which is really important. So this was one that won me some games. You see that this is a hero and villain deck. So we have a hero villain, we have heroes, and then we have villains again. This one is actually a pretty good one. Herbie, scout unit. You get to draw a card and play an extra land. It's a 4-drop though, so well, it takes a while before it enters. But Project Deathlock Soldier. It's a 1-drop, and for 3 you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. So let's say that you're in turn 5 and farther. You play this one, and you get to block with it. And then before their turn ends, you can just tap 3 and get it back into your hand. Pretty good. Then we have the connive creature. And, draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. It's a pretty good bargain, I would say. And this enchantment, it basically says whenever you, when it enters, opponent discards 2 cards, which is really good in this format. And then whenever, a creature attacks alone, target opponent loses 1 life and gains 1 life. Now, this one is actually pretty important, the attacks alone, because when I showed you Black Widow, she says whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains first strike and menace. I also have this Agent of Shield. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that one gets +1/+1. So basically, I wanted these on the field, and then have it take up on the shield ready to protect the creature, The Murdoch's Crusade is also pretty good to exile something that is strong, or well, really strong, with toughness 4 or greater. But if you use Teamwork, so basically if you tab Agent of Shield and Black Widow, you pay for your Teamwork. You also get to exile it an enchantment of 4 or greater, which is really nice because there are some enchantments that do cost 4, like this one. You can just destroy it. So it was in all kinds of stuff deck. So we have a attack alone, we have connive. A flash lifelink is a pretty good one. I use this one to recur a creature that was destroyed that turn. So I block with one, and then I play this one in, and then I could get that creature that died that turn back into my hand, which is really good. A destroyed creature. Red Room Recruit. Now this one was also pretty great. Just connives for 2. And this one saved me one game. Patriot Shield Wielder. You pay 2 and you tap, and then a creature gets +2/+0 and gains hexproof until end of turn. And I almost always had this one out, which is crazy. This one, Rocks and Brutes, has Menace, and whenever you draw your second card, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So basically every time you connive, you can get a extra +1/+1 counter. So that's actually a really good one. Are there any more special things that I want to talk about in this? The Widow's Bite, it can be great. It can be great. Now, it costs 2, and you can put a -2/-2 counter on a creature, just outright killing it. Like on Black Widow, for instance, -2/-2, it dies for 2, which is great. And if you like tap the Black Widow, for instance, you pay for Teamwork 3, and then you can also give a creature Death Touch. So you can kill one, and then give another one of your creatures Death Touch while you block, and you kill another one. So it's pretty okay. I think basically that was it for my deck. I have Invisible Woman Sue Storm in here because I had one slot to fill, and I never played this one. I sometimes play this deck against my wife's pre-release pack just out of fun here at home, and I just never get to play Sue Storm. It's pretty sad though, because I like what she does. If you don't know, these 4 Fantastic Heroes, Fantastic 4 heroes, I should say. You have Invisible Woman, you have Mr. Fantastic, you have the Thing, and Johnny Storm. If you have all 4 of them, they create an infinite loop, because she puts a +1/+1 counter on one or more creatures, and you may create a token. And then another one of the 4 says whenever you create a token, you can draw a card. And then the other one says when you draw a card, do this. And then the other one says when that happens, put a +1/+1 counter on creature. So you just get to loop everything. And then it ends when you don't draw a card. It's pretty nice. But yeah, what happened was I went 2-1. So I won 2 battles with this deck. Or, well, battles. It's basically a 1-on-1, and you play best 2 out of 3. So against my first opponent, I went 2-0, so that was just a clean win. Against my second opponent, I went 2-1, and then against my third opponent, I went 2-0. So it was a pretty clean win, and then I won like 2 extra booster packs, which I will open for shorts later this week. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe it wasn't really that interesting, but I love talking about my first experience in the pre-release event. I'm thinking about maybe joining the pre-release for The Hobbit as well. But the one that I really do not want to miss is the one from Reality Fracture, because that is a set that I'm looking forward to very, very much. That one is so interesting. But yeah, I'll talk about that soon enough. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of these kind of videos. I also do like Commander stuff. Well, not yet, but I will probably next week. And I do openings and stuff like that. If you're interested, please subscribe, and then I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.